Hey, I am Dragonfly Jones, aka America is Musty.
I am the Jethro Jenkins, aka John.
I'm Gardy B, and this is the Jenkins Jonez YouTube channel. We've got fresh YouTube exclusives dropping every week. Like and subscribe so you make sure you get everything in your feed. Welcome to Jenkins Jonez on the Volume Podcast Network. It is Monday, April 15th. It's tax day. How exciting is that? And we're talking rap beefs. We're previewing the NBA playoffs and the play-in games coming up this week. We're talking about the appropriateness of Allen Iverson's trophy in Philadelphia, and we're doing Dookie Butt of the Week. As always, Jenkins Jonez is hosted by the areola aficionado himself, Jethro Jenkins, a.k.a. John.
We will keep that as an inside joke, brother. I'll tell you that.
Oh, brother.
What's that, Bubbas? Oh, brother, we're going to keep dragging it up for sure.
Dragonfly Jones, a.k.a. Tyler.
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
I'm Cardi B, a.k.a.
Mike is insane. Motherfucking Mike. You're an insane human.
We're produced, as always, by the lovely and talented Jackson Saffon.
What's up?
Nigga threw me under the bus.
Hey, we could be talking about anything. The NBA playoffs are around the corner, but I know that's not why people are tuning in. I have been inundated with social media requests from people being like, please make sure you guys discuss the rap beef, as though that was going to slip
like we
through
weren't
the
going
cracks.
to talk about that shit.
So it's been a busy weekend. I think you guys got what you were hoping would eventually come out of this. How do you feel about what's come out so far, and whose side? I would like the podcast to pick a side. So if you could tell me whose side, I don't need to have input.
We have to?
I don't need to have input. I just need to know who I'm rooting for. But what was your reaction to what's come out so far?
I mean, I love it. This is what I wanted from the moment, Kendrick told everybody, let's dance, right? I wanted a fucking weekend like this. I will say none of the tracks particularly blew me away. Like, I like the Drake track. I like the Ross track. But, I still feel like, these are like the fill out rounds, right? Like, everybody's just kind of throwing their jabs. No one's throwing any power shots, any haymakers, right? But, Drake, I give it to him, right? Because, like I said, I didn't think the Kendrick shit was earth shattering either. I thought Kendrick just, drew a line in the sand and said, if you're going to step over this motherfucker, let's get it on. And Drake, I give him his props. We thought he had some Pusha TSD. We thought he might not have ever, hopped out there like he did again. But bro, that motherfucker crossed that line and he put his shoulder in Kendrick's chest, right? Like he threw them shots back with a little more sting on him than Kendrick did at first when he just threw the gloves down. So, I props to Drake. Like I said, the track didn't necessarily blow me away, but I am impressed that he hopped in the ring and he's ready to dance too. And Ross came through with that shit in record fucking time. He was probably sitting on that for a minute, you know what I'm saying? He probably knew what was going to happen with that. And that motherfucking monologue at the end of that shit cracked me the fuck up. Call that dude a white boy like 15 times. Shit was hilarious. And that motherfucker be wearing Dockers with no drawers and shit.
Dockers with no drawers is one of the best sentences in human history, nigga. I don't give a fuck.
Literally laughed out loud when I heard that shit, dog. And now motherfucking Drake and Rose been going at it on Instagram stories all day. I love that these two are beefing because both of these motherfuckers are hilarious, right? It's going to be nonstop jokes with this shit. This shit about to be a fucking comedy stand-up special with those two. So, I love that we finally, got some action. And now, bro, ball's in Kenny's court. Let's see what he going to do now.
I think I want to say, I apologize to J. Cole. I get it, brother. These niggas really don't like each other, bro. You had no business in this shit. This is a real fight, okay? These motherfuckers this got real personal real quick. So, dog, I don't know. And also Drake brought up Whitney, which is, I guess, the name of Kendrick. So he did that again. Hopefully it doesn't turn out the same way it did last time. But yeah, G, I mean, I loved it. I loved it, bro. Rick Ross is fucking hilarious. Drake is hilarious. This nigga from St. Louis, love Metro. What you've done is incredible. I want to take none away. But a nigga telling you to go sit down, shut the fuck up and make some drugs, whole ass nigga. Like, dog, look, if he said that to me in the song, I would have laughed. Okay? That is just objectively funny, bro. He told that nigga to beat it. Okay? Hilarious.
Literally. And how is a producer gonna, come back in a fucking, from some shit like that? What you gonna do? You gonna make an aggressive beat?
Right? He gonna be beating the hell out the motherfucking drums.
You just gotta talk some shit,
playing
dog.
the drums in the motherfucking next
Yeah,
period.
you just gotta send that motherfucker a tweet, dog. That's how you gotta come back.
Whole ass nigga, shut your whole ass up.
Yeah, that's what you gotta send.
Make
That's
some
what you
drums. That shit funny as hell. And then old boy was calling Drake he kept calling him white boy. And I'm like, I mean, it's funny, but whatever, right? Then I started thinking, when he talked about the Chevy shit, he made a point when he said, hey, if you ain't got no Chevy, do you? I doubt it. I'm like, if you got all that motherfucking money and you ain't got an old school, you a white boy, nigga. That's
real.
Hey, you feel me?
That's real as hell.
Nigga, like I tweeted this hellas ago. I was like, yo, if I ever you gonna know I made it when I'm riding around in that all black 71 Chevelle. You gonna know. You know what I'm saying? After that, I'm at least getting the 86 money. Something boxy, nigga. You feel me? Something that shift right there by the wheel. You know what I'm saying? I need that motherfucker. You feel me? If you got all that money and you ain't got no motherfucking old school, nigga, hey, questions need to be asked. You might not be able to use nigga no more. we need to talk about it. Cause ain't no way, bro. Come on, G.
Langston Kerman tweeted that as a mixed race person, he could let everyone know that being called a white boy is really secretly hurting Drake's feelings super bad inside.
I can't imagine that's a list of things I would not want to be called, bro. Like, please. Like, I have no white lineage
was such
in
a
me, but
mean thing to say to a light-skinned dude in high school that I could get that joke off on people. Like, you can get called a white boy by white people, bro. Like, that's how fucked up that was.
We got one nigga that I know that we call white boy, but we just called him that because he light-skinned. He ain't a white boy. He was known for popping the trunk. You feel what I'm saying? But everybody else, I for sure get that. But yeah, man, that shit is hilarious. It's just jokes after jokes. And I feel like the reason why Drake it made me think about this Drake shit. Because Drake came with this was a nice little comeback. You feel me? I think he could have came back on Pusha T if he would have stayed to the jokes. Because he's just funny as hell. He could have had a comeback. But I think Pusha got him off his square so much, you feel what I'm saying? That like he tried to he was gonna go the hard route. And nigga, you can't out hard Pusha. But you could have kept clowning because you got it. Yeah. He's naturally funny, dog. Everything, hella shit he said was funny. Talking about how you a big stepper with a size 7, nigga. That's a good question. Might need an answer. Kendrick might need to speak to that in his comeback, nigga. I don't know, man. So I mean, I love seeing it. I love seeing it, and I want to apologize about we was wrong, nigga. We thought J. Cole was the one that's gonna come back. That nigga backed out. Apologized. We understand now why. You know, and Drake came
dragging
back,
people's
like,
mom into it. You know,
you fit right. You fit right. But right. Drake came back, you know, and was with some heat for these niggas. So like, hey, bro, this is what we needed out of rap, bro. And we got it.
Yeah, that's. You know, and it's all in good fun. There's no real animosity here. Nigga, Ross and Drake clowning like they homeboys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they might make a song together again.
Yeah.
But I don't think I think him and Kendrick, there might be a little
Oh yeah. It's legit animosity between those two. I don't think there's any like deep-seated hatred, but it's animosity between those two. But my favorite thing about the beef is how everyone who is throwing shots at another guy for being just like them. It's like motherfucking, like, bro, Drake is clowning Kendrick for being extorted. The dude with Birdman and Jay Prince hands in his pockets. You're clowning Kendrick for being extorted. Like, you know, you clowning motherfucking Weeknd for buying dudes cars and shit. You bought 21 Savage a fucking Lambo. You know what I'm saying, for his shit. And then you got, you know, Rick Ross calling Drake the police. Like, nigga, you were the police. Like, literally, dog. Like, you were a correctional officer, dog.
In your hand shaking, you know, accepting your little award or whatever the fuck you got.
That motherfucker was the cop of the month or some shit, right? Like,
he didn't have no facial hair, nigga.
He made his family proud on that one.
Right. Yeah, he was hella happy to get that certificate, nigga.
Yeah, so yeah, that's been my favorite shit, bro. Like it's just so much cognitive dissonance here. Everyone is just calling each other exactly what they are. A lot of projecting, and it's fucking hilarious to me.
But I love that, nigga. I don't need truth.
Yeah, I don't need
honesty.
Consistency.
Let me just have some fun with it. And we having all the fun, nigga. Niggas is cracking their jokes, get it off, nigga. I love to see it. Say that nigga got a nose job. I don't give a fuck if Drake got a nose job, nigga. But say the nigga got his nose done,
you
it's going to make me laugh.
Yeah. You ain't never want to be. That's why you had surgery to get your nose smaller than your dad's nose, nigga. You ain't never want to be a nigga white boy. Like,
and then he was contradictory and called him big nose in the next video, and I still laughed. You know what I mean? Bro. Hell yeah. I love this shit, man. More of this, please.
Someone posted, I think it was Ross posted, grab your popcorn. It's only the first quarter still is going to be a great game. Like that's great. That's the best possible news we could have gotten.
The 82-game preseason is in the books, and it's finally time for the real season. Don't miss out on any of the NBA playoff action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA.
From the play-in tournament through the finals, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boost, and so much more. I still feel like the Nuggets are the team to beat this year, but some of these young squads might make some noise.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Jenkins. New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's code Jenkins only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. All right, should we talk a little shooty hoops?
Hell yeah.
Little baskety ball. All right. I'm excited. The playoffs start this week. I think the standings shook out in a wonderful way where we get some games to look forward to in the first round. Should we talk about, you want to talk about the playoffs first or the play-in?
Let's talk about playing first.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This week, we get actual playoff basketball. Let me say, here's the only thing I don't like about the play-in. I don't like that they are still doing the, it's not technically the playoffs thing. It's because we've reached too many now. Because if the Lakers end up playing 2 play-in games, plus the in-season tournament championship, they would have played 85 games before the playoffs start. That doesn't make any sense. It's the playoffs.
I kind of get it, though, bro. Like 10 teams in the playoffs? 12
That's what
teams?
they did.
12 teams? It's postseason, but it's, between the playoffs. You know what I mean? There's a little...
I don't need this Schrodinger's playoff shit. Like, the regular season is over as the fucking playoffs. I don't know. I get where you're coming from, but it's just like at some point you have made the playoffs, and it feels like when the regular season's ended and you're still playing basketball.
That makes sense.
All right, so Tuesday we've got the Lakers and Pelicans for in the 7th versus 8th in the West, and then we get the Warriors and the Kings. That's the 9th versus the 10th. Who do you think wins those games, and what are your feelings on the Los Angeles Lakers as they enter the try to enter the postseason or whatever the fuck we're supposed to say?
Yeah.
He's so mad saying that. They tried to make the playoffs.
So if the Lakers lose, they get OKC. If the Lakers win, they get Denver. And there's, been discussion on, should the Lakers blow that to get OKC? And I'm not on board with that, bro.
No.
Go win that shit and go get Denver. Because I look at it like this. Nobody is knocking Denver off. You're not just going to advance to the Western Conference Finals and Denver's not going to be there. And bro, you've got AD healthy now. Everyone's fucking clicking. Bron's playing the best ball of the season. Go face them motherfuckers right now. You're either going to have to go do them sooner or later. Go do them now while you got the hot hand at least, bro. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. Let me agree with Tyler before John disagrees.
No, I'm not going to disagree.
You're the Lakers. Losing to the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals is not an accomplishment anyway. You know what I mean? Like, you're the Lakers and you have LeBron James. The accomplishment threshold is at championship. So I completely agree with you. Playing them around later doesn't do anything for me, and I know that Lakers fans feel the same way. You may as well go get them. But what you just said is true. Everyone's healthy. This is your best team since the team that won the championship. Your best shot at it. Since LeBron tweeted the hourglass, and grabbed the starting lineup thing and started putting Rui in the starting lineup, the Lakers are number 3 in the league in offensive efficiency, and of the teams in the top 5 in offensive efficiency, they have the second best defense. So, you have to go with the team you got right now, and you just have to keep let's just be honest, bro. You just got to keep Hot Pockets out of the fucking way. This just needs to be LeBron James's team for the duration of the season. And if that's the case, I'm not going to say I like their chances against the Nuggets, but I don't like their chances more in the next round. So fuck it.
Yeah. I'm not going to disagree. I think, if they're playing the best basketball, Bron's playing the best basketball. Also AD, you just never know when he's going to be able to play or not going to be able to play for sure. You know what I'm saying? I understand them having the best chance to win. I don't know.
You'd enjoy watching them beat the Thunder.
I would enjoy watching the Lakers and LeBron play more. And it's It's a big risk. Do you not want to kind of rev up into that, work your way into that? But I do get it, man. Like, it just goes against what I would normally think. You know what I mean? Because the circumstances are different with this team and their age and, how the health of AD and Brian. You know what I mean?
AD's played 76 out of 82 games this year and deserves a lot of credit. I thought he shut
but he
a
was
lot of
just
people up
hurt
this year. For sure,
you know what
for
I'm
sure.
saying?
For sure.
You feel me? So I'm getting what he's saying.
I feel like the real answer to that question is, or the real reasoning behind it is that AD is like 0-11 against Sabonis, and the Warriors are 3-1 against the Lakers this year. Like it's the fact that if they lose, they're not even guaranteed a playoff spot. Like you can't punt just for a matchup when the two teams below you. Granted, are you betting on the run in a one-game playoff? Like probably yes, but still, those teams have outplayed you this season in your matchups.
I don't need the Sabonis AD shit in the playoffs.
I don't either.
Sure.
I think it's a bunch of smoke.
You.
I think it's a bunch of smoke.
No, but I don't need to be thinking about it this week.
Exactly.
So
you don't need AD to be thinking about it. You don't need that guy to be thinking about it.
Stress that early, right? Yeah. I hear you.
No, but I mean, I just think you go. The West is insane this year, and it's just it's a bummer that the seeding shook out that way. Would have loved to have not played the Nuggets in the first round. Oh well, like it is what it is. What do you guys think? I have to tell you, I'm very excited about that Kings Warriors game. That might be it, bro. I mean that if the Kings go take it to the Warriors on national television, bro. I don't know. It's got that like 1:59 a.m. at the bar kind of a feel, doesn't it?
I mean, shit, they took him to 7 games of last season, and Steph had to give us like one of the top 2 playoff performances of his life to squeak by him. So, I mean, I honestly got Sacramento in that one, and I don't think that's a hot take, bro. I just think that they're just flat out the better team, and I don't know, it feels like, we saw remnants of Golden State maybe, being able to recapture that old magic, during parts of the season. But I'm selling my Golden State stock, bro. I'm out.
You think if they lose like this early to the Kings, get cooked, going home, you see Klay staying for that? Just, I mean, like to be around for a trash ass.
Told me we're stupid for not knowing that he's already negotiated an under the table deal with the Magic.
I don't know anything. I mean, fuck all that. I didn't see all that. But I you know what I'm saying? Like, I asked the question because I was like, I don't know. He was talking about the shit as if he was trying to do. I have to do what's best for me and my family. That's what I felt. While watching it. And then if they were to just be a trash ass team, I might as well be playing on the Orlando Magic. Think about it, the Magic with a decent squad. You know what I mean? But I might as well be playing for
a better playoff seed than the Warriors.
A better team. A better team as far as playoffs wise. You feel me? And getting more money. So I think if they get smacked, bro, I think he's out of there, dog.
I just think whether he's out of there or not, if you lose a first day of the playoffs, or as they would say, the playoffs even start, you lose that game to the Kings. It does, regardless of Klay staying or leaving, it definitely has the feeling of all right, this was an unbelievable
the run
era
is
of
over.
basketball.
Period. Yeah,
for sure. Would you agree? I mean, I'm not trying to like get a takeoff. It just feels like if the Kings go take it to the Warriors, it has that same feeling of like the Dame time waving bye to the Thunder, that Thunder group that broke up. It's just like these things don't last forever. And it has kind of felt, we talked about it a little bit with the Dre interview with Klay. Like it kind of feels like they're all hugging each other goodbye for the last couple months. I don't know. It just feels like it's coming to a close to me.
Yeah. Real, like you said, 159 at the bar vibes, bro. Last call like a motherfucker. So.
This season has felt like they've been fighting it. You know what I'm saying? Fighting the inevitable. I think this will be the stamp. You know what I mean?
It's April. Yeah. Ain't nobody's fighting anything anymore. I mean, it's like Jokic was a fun basketball player to watch, for the last 5 months. In April, he's a Grim Reaper. No one's going to enjoy watching that motherfucker fall away 40-foot three-pointers.
Shooting 137% from the field, nigga. Like, I'm cool, nigga.
Right.
Crazy.
Okay, then Wednesday we get the East playing games. The 7 and the 8, the early game on ESPN is the Heat and Sixers. And then the nightcap, the 9 versus the 10, is the Hawks and Bulls. I think we got, first of all, 4 great playing games. I hope the Lakers just dismember the Pelicans again. But the other three, I mean, because they beat the dog shit out of the Pelicans today. They were, I mean, but it was like the cartoon shit. They pulled the arm off and was slapping them back and forth with their own hand. Like, it was crazy. But these other games are great. Looking at the East, what do you think about Heat 76ers and Hawks Bulls, and who do you think is going to win those games?
Heat 76ers winner gets the Knicks, if I'm not mistaken. And
Correct.
They would be the 7th seed and get the Knicks, correct?
Yeah, bro. I feel like we need Knicks Heat, man. We always need Knicks Heat in the playoffs, bro. Sign me up for that. And I do think that Miami beats Philly. I think that I don't see Miami going out in the fucking play-in. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying they're gonna pull another finals run, but this is the time of the year that's their shit when they click. This is what they prepare all year for. So yeah, I think they're at least gonna get in the play-in. But like I said, I'm very high on New York, even without Randall. So even if they do match up with New York, I want to see them beat New York though.
I just want to see that for the energy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see that matchup just for the energy. I don't care about the Bulls game. Keep it a bean.
Interestingly, the Sixers are 4.5-point favorites. I feel the same way. I just maybe it's just an excess of faith in Spoelstra, but like I just feel like the Heat. If you have a one game play-in game, I'm just gonna like them against anyone that's not miles better than that.
But also interestingly, didn't they lose? They were in the 7-8 game last year, and they lost the first play-in game, right? And then almost lost the second play-in game, and ended up winning that game, right?
And then ended right. And then obviously the stuff happened after, you just sort of forget about that. And I just default to having so much faith in them. Hey, brand identification is powerful, bro. Like, if we identify you as a scrappy team that's going to come through in the clutch, like that's just what I'm going to think about.
I also think that a lot of teams, like I think the Boston Celtics, are rooting for the Miami Heat to win that game, both so they don't have to play the Miami Heat, and also so they can watch whatever Eric Spoelstra decides to do with Jalen Brunson. Eric Spoelstra is a fucking defensive basketball genius. And New York Knicks have one offensive creator right now without Julius Randle. The Celtics just got dismembered by Jalen Brunson a week ago. Joe Mazzulla's like, give me my fucking notepad just to watch how Eric Spoelstra defends Jalen Brunson. Like, I think I would be fascinated to see that.
It's real AP US history.
Man.
What was the name of the fourth president? Let me just look over your shoulder.
He's doing this move right here.
Yeah, like I didn't need to cover my eyes one. Like, damn, this is a hard question.
You know what kids are doing now? They'll put this shit like on the back of their phones. You know what I mean? And just like have the phone there because it's like, oh, you can listen to music like while you're doing your tests or whatever, and they'll have a translucent case. You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. The technology.
Well, you can. They let you just have the phone, like listening to music while taking tests now.
Yeah,
bro.
Because of neurodivergence or something. I don't know.
Nigga, we couldn't even chew gum in our classes, nigga.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Remember, like, they would be like, they make you spit your gum out in the way to class.
Charlotte's kids listen to music. If they're like, music calls me, like, she lets kids listen to music in her class. But it is like a teacher caught someone who had just made a recording of them reading, like history facts.
How did they catch it, though? Was it, did they have it on loud or something?
They were like giggling about it. You know what it like? They were like, it was like
he told on himself.
Yeah, totally.
He told on himself.
And that's the one thing that the smooth kids never understand. You're always snitching on yourself, bro.
What are you doing?
We had a kid my senior year at Poly get caught with mirrors in their shoelaces with the answers to the test written backwards taped to the bottom of the desk. Like that is so much.
A lot of work.
That's so much more work than studying, dog.
What is that nigga doing now, dog? He's pulling capers, nigga. You feel me?
Some Ocean's 11 ass motherfucker. Right
that
there,
motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
He's selling drugs. That's what.
No, that guy actually. Fun fact. That's actually Chief Saholic.
Gotta be pulling him off. Is he selling drugs though?
Well, that was the last time I mean,
nobody
I don't know.
knows.
That's what he
name.
Was doing.
Okay,
that's what he was doing. His name was Steven.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's a good I can get away with selling drugs name.
Yeah.
Hope he's doing all right.
Shout out to Steven.
This nigga.
Where are they now? All right. Hawks Bulls. Hawks Bulls is the second game in the East playing coming up on Wednesday. How do y'all feel about that game?
Like John said, I don't know if I really give a fuck, but
No, that one's a don't give a fuck for y'all. I'm excited to see.
I do like seeing Trey. I like watching Trey, and Trey's one of those guys who seems to turn it up a notch in the postseason. So even though Mike does not consider this the postseason, but I guess I'm locked in with Atlanta for that one.
I mean, I like Trey doing things when it matters. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? If they were to win the playing game, they'll get smacked in the next one. You feel me? If they win that, they don't have a chance winning the fucking series. You feel me? So, nah, bro. Like, I like seeing them when it matters, bro. Rest up, Trey. You know what I'm saying? Just go home, bro.
They're not going to beat the Celtics, obviously, but the Celtics are dumb enough for someone to do something funny against them. You know what I mean?
I think they
happened
have,
last year.
Yeah. I feel like
it happened with the Celtics and the Hawks several times before. I was at one of those games in Atlanta. It was the funniest shit ever. The Celtics were up 2-0 in the series. I think they won both games by 30 points, and the Hawks beat them by like 25. And like the whole arena was like, "What the fuck?" All right. Well, fair enough. Looking at the rest of the standings, obviously we don't know who the 7s and the 8s are going to be, which I guess is why they don't want me to call it the playoffs. But we've got the Thunder and the 1 seed. First of all, that's an incredible accomplishment for the Thunder.
Congratulations
to be the 1
to them.
seed, for sure.
Yeah.
They're food, but congratulations. Keeping it
the Nuggets is a 2 seed. Again, we don't know who the 1 and the 2 seeds are playing. The Nuggets, I think we all kind of feel they're coming out of the West. I have not heard anyone express a different sentiment than that.
Yeah.
John?
You said what? The Nuggets?
Nuggets coming out of the West. We all feel that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
You thought I was going to say something different?
No, I just,
You question my intelligence.
I'm just double checking, bro.
Ain't that a double check, nigga? That's fucking Nuggets. We just talked about old boys a Terminator. You feel me? Bro, hell yeah.
Is that a Nuggets non-believer, brother? Oh, the 3 versus the 3.
Bro, I really came in a group chat like that. Is that?
John sent the funniest text he's ever sent, I've ever received last week, and I can't tell you what it's about, unfortunately. But I'm sure it'll come out down the line at some point, years from now.
Got to put some time in between it for sure.
The 3 versus the 6 is the Timberwolves versus the Suns. Was there a matchup that Timberwolves fans were going to feel good about?
Probably the Pelicans. If they had gotten the Pelicans, they probably would have been happy.
Won,
but
yeah, the Pelicans weren't going to win. I think what did the final score of the Lakers Pelicans game end up being? They were up by 30 points when we left the house.
I think it was like 20. I think it was about 20.
That shit was crazy. All right. I know from Twitter that Timberwolves fans don't feel great about playing the Suns. How do you guys feel about that series?
I mean, like, I think we're going to learn so much about both teams in that series, right? Like, I still do not believe that the Suns are going to advance far in the postseason. I don't know what to think of the Wolves. Like, the Wolves, I wouldn't be surprised if they get bounced in the first round or if they advance to the Western Conference Finals, right? But yeah, I think we're going to find out a whole lot about both of these teams in this postseason because, like I said, I've had, especially with the Suns, I had a lot of questions. I was like, bro, they just do not play the type of basketball that wins you games in the playoffs, right? Just to relying on the star power that they've got there. But I've also been like, this Wolves squad looks legit. I don't really have a knock on them as far as the regular season that they've had, but I'm like, it's just something that I'm not sold on with them, right? Like maybe they're not battle tested yet. That might be it. But like I said, I think we're just going to learn a whole lot about both these teams in this series, and I'm looking forward to it.
I think we're going to see something from Ant Edwards, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I could see him really stepping the fuck up. I think it starts with him talking about McDaniels. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like, yo, they got KD, but we got McDaniels. You feel what I'm saying? So like, I think we're gonna see something really special from him. I think the Wolves pull it off. But I mean, yeah, it's an ugly matchup. As a fan, I'd be nervous as hell. But that Suns team really isn't that good. They're heavy up top. They have great scores. They have a god in KD, obviously. You know what I mean? But I just think, the Timberwolves are a complete squad on both ends.
I do think the Suns are good.
They're young, though. They're young.
But
and there's that.
I think what we have to keep in mind is, like, this is just a historically good West. The Suns and the Pelicans as the 6 and the 7 seeds won 49 games. The team who won 49 games in the East is the Bucks as the 3 seed. That's the 7 seed in the West.
Let's stop talking about the East, bro.
I looked that up today. The
Yeah.
Lakers, Kings, and Warriors, who are 8, 9, and 10, would have been the 4 seed last season in the West.
Right.
Last
the Warriors are the 10 and are 10 games over 500.
First time it's ever happened in either conference.
So I think, like, yes, I hear you on the Suns, but I think it's that's a team with an all-time great that's 49 and 33. Versus, you're right. Like, why don't we trust the Timberwolves? Is it the name of the team? Is it?
I think it's the name of the team and the name of the center.
Those are very real factors. Those are very real factors.
Yeah, he's better this year. I don't know. KD hasn't had that. Can Booker do what he did last year? That's going to be very difficult. The nigga looked like impossible, right? Like, I think it's impossible.
He was looking like the best player on that team last postseason.
On that team, and one of the best guards. It's one of the best performances like I've seen in a long time in the playoffs. He just, every time he let the ball go, it looked like it was cash fucking money, and for the most part, it was. Yeah. I think it's going to be hard to repeat that. And KD hasn't seemed like the god in moments that in the playoffs the last couple of seasons that we've seen in years prior. So this year's had a great year. I mean, hella, Bobby, I don't know. We'll see. And it could have been because he was new to the Suns. He barely played it. He played like 3 games prior to the playoffs starting? I mean, dude, we expected a lot of the man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that is it, but we'll see. We'll find out.
The series I think we're all most excited about, the 4 and the 5 in the West. 2 50-win teams. Incredible players on both sides, great teams on both sides, genuine dislike, I think, for each other between some of the players. Clippers, Mavericks. This, to me, is the best series in the first round. Do you agree?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love this rivalry that's been already built up between like Luka and the Clips, and we've seen him bounce them before. And this Clippers squad is perhaps the best Clippers squad that we might have seen in our lifetimes, but it feels like Luka and Kyrie have kind of figured out that 2-man game just a little. So, he's finally got some reinforcements too, even though, the Clippers have reloaded. So yeah, that's going to be a really, really, really fun series.
And then watching Kyrie lately, like he's the backup to Luka, and Kyrie, it seemed like he's taking it to a different level we haven't seen in a long time. You feel me? So I like the Mavs. I like the Mavs.
I still think the Clips pull it off, but I think the Mavs will put up a hell of a fight.
I think the Clips win too, but I will enjoy rooting for Luka against the Clippers. I will have a lot of fun doing that, and it would be hilarious if they beat the Clippers to me, because this is like maybe the best Clippers team we've ever seen, and it would be hilarious if they end up as the 4 seed getting bounced in the first round. Hilarious and fitting, also. Okay, let's go to the East. Like we said, we don't know who the 1 and the 2 seed, that's the Celtics and the Knicks, are going to play yet, but we know that they are the 1 and the 2 seed. And I think the Celtics are such a weird team because it's obviously one of the 2 premier franchises in league history. They won 64 games this year. They won the East by 14 games, but Jesus. I don't feel like any of us ever thought of them as a juggernaut or a team that's like a no-doubt championship team. And I'm curious, first of all, Jackson, as a Celtics fan, do you agree with that? And then I want to know if Tyler and John think I'm off base on that as well.
I agree that that's the general perception of them.
You feel confident about them, though?
I feel confident in them in the East. Mostly because I think in the East kind of sucks. I think the East kind of is garbage. I think they're still going to have not going to be an easy road. They're going to probably play Philly or Miami in the first round, which, like, despite a bad Eastern Conference in general this year, I would say either of those are a very above average 8 seed. The 4 seed, if they win then it's who Cavs Agreed. Magic is 4 or 5. Like that's probably where it gets easier in round 2. I think round 2 is easier than round 1. And then third conference finals, you get the Knicks, who I think are very good. But
Knicks are the Bucks.
Knicks are the Bucks. And I think both of those teams are good basketball teams that are just not talent-wise and collectively playing together-wise, just not in the same. Who
would you rather see?
Despite getting smacked by Jalen Brunson a week ago, I still think the Celtics are leaps
sure.
and bounds better than the Knicks or the Bucks this season.
Let's do a new segment called Jinx and Saffron.
Yeah.
Give me the teams that you want to
I
play.
don't got a
Who do you
problem.
want
I
to
don't
play
got a
in the
problem.
first round, the semis, the Eastern Conference Finals, and the finals?
Ooh.
Best case scenario for you right now as a fan. Jinx your team. Jinx. The hell
Okay,
out of
I'm
it
happy
right
to jinx. I'm happy to jinx. It. I think I would like to play the Sixers in the first round, even though Embiid is scarier than I think even than playoff Jimmy Butler a little bit. But he hasn't played much. He's just back. If he was had played even 15 games, I would probably rather play the Heat. But he's played 5? Like he's not. I'm not.
He's even in shape yet.
Right. Never
shape,
mind
you know what I'm
Russ
saying?
in shape.
Yeah.
I'm not as that doesn't scare me quite as much. In the second round, I'd rather play the Magic. They're just too young. They're so young. They're so young. And then in the third round, in the conference finals, I think I'd rather play the Bucks. I'm for real when I say I'd rather play the Bucks than the Knicks.
Are the
Jalen
Bucks
Brunson-
even going to be there? Is the question, bro?
Right. The
Right.
Bucks theoretically have more talent, but I don't know if it's Doc or what it is, but they just do not look.
You know what it is.
Yeah,
We
I'm
all
not
know what
trying.
it is.
I don't want to assume,
You're
but it
kind,
seems
though,
like
yeah,
like it's Doc. And Jalen Brunson is a god now. Every time I watch Jalen Brunson, I'm more perplexed with how teams stop him. It's insane for a guy that size to be that good in the way that he's that good. We've seen Chris Paul and Steph, some of these smaller Dame, Trey, some of these smaller point guards be successful before, obviously more successful than Jalen Brunson. But the way that he's doing it, he's playing like he's Kobe Bryant. It's footwork, jab step, pump. It's he's dissecting the game, and without a Kyrie level handle, without Kyrie level athleticism, and 2 inches shorter than Kyrie. It's a lot of things that Kyrie does, but smaller and less athletic. He's
He's
insane.
shifty as fuck though. Clever as hell, dog. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not taking
Yeah.
shots.
A coach's son for real. You see it all in his game.
For sure. You know what I mean?
The Celtics have one of the best defenses in the NBA this year, and they have 2 players in their backcourt who are probably the best 2 guard defenders, or 2 of the best guard defenders in the league. And they got worked by Jalen Brunson the other day. And Jalen Brunson, despite all of his shots being hard shots, he made it look so easy.
Yeah. Hey, if I had a vote, Jalen Brunson would be first team All NBA for me. It would be him and Shea as my guards, bro. He's been that fucking good this season.
All right. Well, first of all, how do you guys feel about the Celtics? And then let's talk about the Knicks.
I mean, I think the Celtics go to the finals. But I just don't know. And this is crazy. Anytime a final ship should always be viewed as a success, but I don't think they're going to get past Denver. And it's just the Celtics going to always make a fucking Eastern Conference finals run. But don't mean a thing without the ring, bro. I think we're at that point.
Expectations matter, man. It's the same thing as the Lakers getting the Western Conference Finals. Like we said, it's cool. No one's happy about it. I mean, it's if none of your fans are happy about it, and especially when the Celtics have almost triple the point differential of the second place team in the East, they should be viewed as a juggernaut. If people thought they had a real coach and they thought Jason Tatum had it in the clutch, everyone would be looking at the Celtics as championship or bust. You know what I mean?
I think it's Jaylen Brown more than Jason Tatum. The questions are you know what I'm saying? When we've seen them collapse, the last 2 years, it was making Jalen go left was the way to solve, to beat the Celtics. But yeah, I do agree. There's moments where he turns the ball over and all that type of shit. But I think Jalen's a bigger question than that.
Oh, he's definitely a bigger question.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Vincent has a poster in his room with 4 dudes on it, and Jason Tatum's one of the dudes. It's the NBA poster they sold at the bookstore.
For sure.
They want him to be, and he's certainly more than talented enough to be one of those guys. It's it's him, it's Luka, it's Jokic, it's Giannis. This is the next generation. But especially if you're playing for the Celtics, right, you don't get to be like Jalen Brunson. That's wow, he got a historic team to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's you're playing for the Celtics. You've got to win. That is the truth.
The last 2 years we've seen them be, they broke records last year. They look incredible this year. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen them be stupid. You know what I'm saying? In the times when it matters. You feel me? I don't think they're dumb enough to fuck off the Eastern Conference. Yeah. But I just don't think they're also smart enough to beat the Nuggets. I think they're better and have learned from their experience enough to not get themselves in the situations they got themselves in last playoffs. But I just don't think the level you have to be to beat Joker and Murray. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think It's gonna be we're gonna have to see Jason Tatum make a step, and it's gonna be that step that like takes him to like one of the like top 2, top 3 in the league type shit. Where we're questioning like, oh my God, I think he's finally there. That's the step he's gonna have to take to beat these Nuggets. I don't know if Jason Tatum is out there. I don't think he's ready to make that step yet.
It's the other side of the ball. I remember that series he had against the Nets, and he just had Kevin Durant in hell. And we were like, bro, if this we were like, if this is the next step of evolution, if Jason Tatum's going to be the hooper he is and like a first team all defense guy, like the league is in trouble. And I don't know. He's still a very solid defender. He's a very good defender, but he hasn't become the all world god that we saw in that series. And that we were like, hold up, man, wait a minute.
I think the thing is he has so much finesse, but I think that finesse gets in the way in the playoffs. Like, nigga, go to these niggas' chest. Quit trying to do this motherfucking, like, go at these niggas, bro. You feel me? Like, I feel like at times and when he gets into the lane, he's too loose with the ball, and he's not strong enough at the hoop. And that looks good. You feel me? The kids love it. In the playoffs, that shit ain't gonna work, bro. You feel me? So we'll see.
Those two things that you guys both just talked about are why I have more confidence this year in the Celtics. I mean, on top of them having Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis, they have so much talent, obviously.
Yeah.
But John, you talked about Jaylen Brown, and then you guys talked about the defensive aspect and all of these things. And I don't know if the numbers bear this out, but from an eye test, watching Jaylen Brown this year, so much more aggressive going to the rim than it felt like he has been in years past. And also I think both him and Tatum last year took a bit of a drop defensively. And I don't think Tatum is like as locked in as Jaylen in defensively this year. But Jaylen is like, I'm guarding the best player. I want all of the fucking smoke on defense. I don't give a shit. We have Drew Holiday. He can play free safety. I am guarding that guy. And I think like when people talk about people being dogs, like Jaylen is
mindset
in that mode right now on both ends. And I think that is where is like a separator for them in a way they haven't had in years past. Or at least that's, the optimistic Celtics fan of myself is telling myself that.
Yeah. All right, let's look at exactly how vulnerable the Bucks are. The 3-6 in the East is the Bucks versus the Pacers. Let me just throw a stat at you. The 10 seed Hawks are under 500 in their last 10 games, and the 9 seed Kings are under 500 in their last 10 games. Every other playoff team is over 500 in their last 5. The Bucks are 3-7. Excuse me, in the last 10. They're 3-7 in their last 10.
Dog.
I cannot believe this is what happened, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I think they were
Jesus.
32-16 before they brought on Doc. Then went 500 after that. 17-17. It's just I don't know what to make out of this team. Like, Doc hasn't fixed shit. I mean, we at least thought that he would tighten.
He went the
some
other
screws
way.
Up. Yeah.
Like we thought you couldn't fuck it up. At least it couldn't get worse, and it got way much worse. Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, our whole thing was, Doc is someone who gets laps ran around him in the postseason, but he's gonna figure it out with this squad. He's gonna, get them locked in on defense. He's gonna figure out how to unlock Dame the way Dame needs to be unlocked, and we just haven't seen that, dog. I just don't know what to make of this team. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers send him home first round. Like, I'm just not sold at all on this Bucks squad, bro.
Well, their final game of the regular season, and I know obviously guys are sitting and stuff, but. You lose 113-88 to the Magic, just to really give your fans reason to be optimistic. Our guy Ty Windish, who's a Bucks fan, has been sort of tweeting some sort of theories about I can see what Doc is trying to do defensively here and stuff. But I'll say this: whatever he's trying to do, you're gonna have to flip a real switch from the way they've been playing the last couple of weeks to the playoffs starting, and you got to go up against the Indianimals.
Those Indiana
Trying isn't helping you in the playoffs. It's time for some fucking doing. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. I see what it's good to be, positive, or whatever. But nah, man, it's Doc, bro. I don't have no confidence in him.
I'm not gonna pick the Pacers, but it's crazy that you have a Bucks team that has one of the best players in the world that made a big trade to take themselves to another level. That made a coaching change to take themselves to another level. And it feels like they're getting further and further away. That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
4-5 seed. I think this is going to be an NBA TV special, but it is actually the series I'm probably second most excited about, just from a hoops perspective. Cavs Magic. I don't know how much national sex appeal there is to that matchup, but I think that's going to be an exciting one to watch for sure.
Yeah, man. Paolo and Donovan, they're going to get buckets. It's going to be fun. But it might be on motherfucking True TV, but still, you know. I think it's gonna be a few fun games in that mix, man.
The impractical jokers are going to have a lot to say at halftime of the Cavs Magic games. The post game show is just impractical jokers. All right. Well, very excited to see those. We do have a little bit of other basketball news. We have to talk about this Allen Iverson thing. Listen to me. There's a lot of things we need context for, man. You know, there's conflicts globally happening that I think a lot of people are tweeting about without context. People tweet about domestic politics, blah, blah, blah. We can tweet about the Allen Iverson statue being too short without context, dog. I don't give a fuck if it's outside the practice facility. I don't give a fuck if the other statues of the legends are short. Yeah, first of all, it doesn't look like him. Second of all, they unveiled it and it's shorter than him. He's a famously short basketball player. And the statue's still shorter than him.
He rubbed the statue's head when he saw it. Like he was like, you know what I mean?
Like he was meeting a kid. Like
Right. Hey, kiddo, you want my autograph? Crazy.
Yeah, bro. And motherfuckers were explaining to us like, yeah, all the statues on Sixers Row are short like that. Okay, well, that whole shit week then. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? What do you think we're gonna take it back? Okay,
we think Dr. J just as dirty.
Right, exactly. So this Allen Iverson statue week is hell. That Dr. J statue week is hell. That Moses Malone statue week is hell. Hey, look, this is how they did my dog, bro. This is how they did my dog right here. They gave my dog a Funko Pop, bro. They put my dog on Funko Pop Row outside the fucking Sixers arena. My dog deserves better than that. I don't give a fuck if the Sixers condition. Break that shit for Allen Iverson, bro. Fuck that. Little ass bobblehead
Bro,
shit,
he
man.
was really hurt. That's why I sent the video that had context, because I was like, yo, I just want to let you know they wasn't trying to do him bad like that. But yeah, G, I completely agree. It's fucking AI. Give me a break.
Well, here's the other thing I don't understand. And let me get into, if we want to talk about context, let's talk about local infrastructure and zoning planning, okay? I understand the Sixers don't own their fucking stadium, but you're telling me that the billionaire that owns the 76ers can't go to the city of Philadelphia and suggest that they put a real-size statue of Allen Iverson on public property? Are you out of your fucking mind? Like, I just disagree with the premise that it's like, well, the only way we can honor Sixers players is with Happy Meal sized statues outside the practice facility. Why? Why is that the case? Like, I don't understand. And I also as Tyler pointed out, it's never a defense to me to tell us, actually, we're stupider than you thought. Like, that's not a defense.
We've been whacked for a long time, bro. You just, because, we've been dumb as shit for a minute.
You're casual. You didn't know how stupid the whole history of the 76ers is. Like, you got me.
No, biggest sports statue in Philly is fucking Rocky, and that motherfucker wasn't even real. Like...
And it's on public property, by the way. Yeah. It's on public property in front of the art museum. Anyway, all right.
Get they shit together, dog.
Shall we close with Dookie Butt of the Week?
Be shot.
Okay. I'll go first. Dookie Butt of the Week is anyone who cast aspersions upon my blameless, perfect designated hitter. Completely cleared by the federal authorities, whom I have always trusted. And... But I will say there were a lot of people out there throwing a lot of crazy shit around, not allowing for the possibility that he just got scammed, bro. And he got scammed bad by a dude he trusted, and it fucking sucks. But the biggest thing, and I read the whole criminal complaint, the biggest takeaway from this is that it's really easy to scam people, and that's probably something we should look at in our banking system, because this motherfucker called the bank, said, I'm Ohtani. The bank went through a series of questions, said, you're not Ohtani. We don't believe you. We're putting a fraud hold on this account. He called back an hour later, got someone else, said, this is Ohtani. Someone put a fraud alert on my account. And they said, we're sorry, Mr. Ohtani. And they took the fucking fraud alert off and let him transfer $500,000 out of the account. That literally happened. That's fucking wild. Insane, bro. And anyway.
Like, bro, I will have my bank fucking put a block on my shit and text my shit to make sure I did the shit when I'm just ordering like $100 pair of kicks or some shit online. And this motherfucker could pull off yoinking $500,000 like that. God damn.
Did you see the raw numbers? He bet $182 million with his bookie, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
He bet $182 million. He made $142 million and was down $40 million.
How do you blow 40 fucking mil? First of all, what fucking bookies are taking that many bets, bro? And those are big ass bets because ain't no way in hell you nickel and dime your way to 182 million in wages.
No, he was making 25 bets a day. The average bet was 5 figures. The bookie knew that he was associated with Ohtani and that money was behind him. There's messages about them like knowing that he's taking the money from Ohtani. And when the translator fell behind, this was the craziest thing.
That's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yes, there was not nearly enough reporting about this. The bookie texted the translator and said, "I'm in Newport Beach watching Ohtani walk his dog. If you don't call me back right now, I'm going to go up to him and ask him how to get in touch with you." Like, this dude, this dude's one of the most famous people on planet Earth. And you had first of all, if you had just stolen $10 million from this dude and invested it somewhere with like an 8% return, you would have been good for life and he never would have noticed. But he was so addicted to gambling, bro, that he like couldn't stop. And the texts were crazy that he was like, "I just need another $200,000 bump. I just need another 200,000." Like, this dude was in it. And the bookie, some of these bookies, bro, it's like, it is like falling in with a drug dealer or something. He knew he had him on the hook and he pulled every fucking dime he could out of him until he got caught up in this federal gambling ring investigation and got found out. But it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
What happened to the bookie? How is his story end?
He's part of this bigger investigation, bro. And that, you guys may remember like Maverick Carter, bronze guy, got caught up with a dude in Vegas who was like taking really big action from celebrities. This bookie got caught up in the same federal investigation that's ongoing. So like, and listen, we could, I have no issue talking about it. Like, the reason from my perspective, the federal government's moving on all these big gambling rings at this point is because gambling's legal now. Right? They always said, it's an old piece of Italian folklore. The feds were much harsher on the moonshiners after prohibition ended than they were when it was going on. If you were trying to sell booze to people when it was illegal, whatever. You're trying to sell booze to people when a rich dude is trying to sell booze to people. Right. No. So the investigations and all that stuff are ongoing. But yeah, the bookie's in fucking hot shit, dog. He obviously was party to all this stuff. And it's very clear from the text messages between he and the translator that he knew what the translator was doing too. So anyway, That's what y'all get for doubting Shohei Ohtani, for being too trusting, for being too open and kind of a person. The only person who had control of his money before he came to America and let this translator who he had just met set up his bank accounts for him to the extent that he was going into the bank accounts and turning off notifications was his mom. Then he moved to America and he was like, "It's probably time for me to run my own bank account." He doesn't have finance people, bro. He's worth like $500 million and he didn't have a money guy. It was just like his fucking friend. It's truly unbelievable. Anyway.
That shit crazy.
Tyler, who's your Dookie Butt of the week?
So, we talked about how incredible a weekend this was for rap, how fun it was for rap. I feel like there's just one stain on this incredibly fun weekend for rap, and that was how fucking DJ Academics was at the center of it all. And I hated that. I hated that DJ Academics has gotten the stamp to be the official guy who breaks records now. Drake sent him his shit. Rick Ross sent him his shit. But we are kind of in an era now where if you send your shit to Academics, that's a stamp that this is official. Because, there were questions about whether Drake shit was AI. And once Academics said, nope, Drake texted me, we dropped it on my stream. We knew for sure it was official, right? Then Rick Ross sent his shit through Academics and Academics streamed it. And look, I ain't a hater ass motherfucker just to be a hater ass motherfucker, but I do hate how DJ Academics came up, just fucking, off the backs of the violence that was going on in Chicago and shit. Yeah. And, so that's why I'll never be able to rock with the dude. And I don't know. I just, like I said, I just do not like how he is just kind of the guy who breaks shit now, who breaks these monumental moments in hip hop. So, like I said, just the one stain on this incredibly fun rap weekend for me.
Bring back
The fact that
gatekeepers,
people
bro.
were saying, yeah.
Bring back Power 106 and Big Boy. Like, it should not be DJ Academics. That cannot be.
The fact that people were saying was AI, and like it seemed like most people didn't believe it was real, is insane. We are in a wild place right now, bro. Like that blew my mind.
I mean, shit, like it checked out. Like, you know, Drake didn't say anything about it. Drake has a fan base that is dedicated enough to do some shit like that in his name, right? Like, so.
And we
so,
had just seen him do that, you know, that meme when he was saying, like, keep trying, maybe you'll get a reaction. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
we were thinking he was, like, going the other way with it. And then the next day he drops this shit. So it didn't really make sense to us.
Yeah. John, who's
Crazy.
your Dookie Butt of the Week?
It's us, bro. We were wrong about everything with this rap shit, bro. We were wrong about J. Cole. We understand now why he's out of that motherfucker. We were wrong about Drake. You feel me? We talk about the game it's over with. It's fucked. We'll never see this again. You know what I'm saying? We always saying that shit. We got exactly what we needed this weekend. So thank God we were wrong. But we was all wrong as hell. You feel me?
Shit was like a rap pay-per-view weekend, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Jackson, who's your Dookie Butt of the Week?
My Dookie Butt of the Week is UFC fighter Justin Gaethje. Not because he did anything wrong, but except for the fact that he got absolutely smoked by Hawaii's own Max Holloway. I just
Did you see the end of the fight? You saw the end of that like Max
was
had
crazy.
already smoked him and won. Max at the end of the fight with 10 seconds left is like, let's stand in the center and just bang.
Oh yeah, I saw
In
that
the
shit.
middle of them throwing hands, he goes, no, like stand right, like let's stand right here. Knocks the motherfucker out cold in 1 second. Like
1 second, bro.
the dude fell forward. Like he crumbled forward, nigga. I'm like, oh, it's nasty, bro. That was some for the BMF title. That was some bad motherfucker type shit, nigga. You feel me? That's a cold man. And he didn't get cooked this last fight too. I thought he got kind of like,
Yeah.
Am I tripping?
I actually don't know, but
Recently, I remember him getting. But anyway,
all I know
don't
is
keep
once
up
I
with
heard
UFC too much,
years
yeah.
ago that Max Holloway is from Waianae, I was like, never bet against Max Holloway.
Yeah.
Never bet
The
against
real one,
never
bro.
bet against a guy from Waianae. And he
Crazy.
smoked Gaethje.
Do you have, like Shar does, do you have like Hawaiian, like pride in all things Hawaii, even though you are not from Hawaii? Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
I love it. Yeah,
Hey,
Hawaii
did y'all
is
hear about-
unfuckwithable, bro.
Michelle, we bro, I'll support anyone from
You
you.
gotta rep that shit, bro.
She's tough.
Can be
Barack
anyone,
Obama.
anyone, any sport.
Did y'all hear about that? The Vietnamese like real estate tycoon that there was a fraud case where she had stole like 47 billion. It was so much money billion, bro. So much money they just sentenced her to death. They were like, yo, get the fuck out of here, bro.
What?
You didn't see what? Yeah, bro. 47 billion. You have to die. Like, nigga, bro.
She
Crazy.
stole Vietnam.
Yeah.
God damn, that is insane.
She stole all
Crazy.
the real estate in Vietnam.
Crazy. They said they gave her death, bro. Wow.
That's crazy. Well, they sentence you to death in Vietnam. They mean that shit, bro. That's crazy. All right. That's all the time we got. We will be back. We're going to be doing some live post-game episodes at youtube.com/@JenkinsandJones. Make sure you're following us there. They will also be out in podcast form, but we'll have the schedule out on social media soon if you want to hang out with us after games. And then we haven't quite set the schedule yet, but I assume we'll be roughly on what we were on last year. Everyone seemed to fuck with that. A couple playoff things and a Silly Billy Saturday episode. For those of you who don't fuck with basketball, we want to take care of all the Jenkins and Jones listeners this NBA playoffs. So.
You're so good at this, man. I love
We'll see y'all soon. Hope everyone has a good start to the week. Bye.
Bye.